All right, guys, welcome back. We're here, Ambition Alcove, episode. I don't remember what episode we're on, but anyway,
4?
maybe episode. No, we're not. We're way past 4, are we?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think we're on 6 right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome back, episode 6, Ambition Alcove. So today, we've been producing some more serious content. Today's going to be a little bit of a break from all that.
Mm-hmm.
Today we're going to be just chatting and talking about something that happened literally 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I think it might be time to move. That's what I'm thinking. It might be time to move. The amount of times I've almost been in the line of gunfire in the past couple months, the past month, is too many times. I don't know what happened. Ever since I started filming this podcast, guns have been flying in my face.
Mm-hmm.
But yet again, Emma and I were in the line of fire somehow.
Yeah.
So to give you some context into what I'm talking about, let's start back. Okay, so I just came back from Washington or Idaho. I was doing some traveling. I was in Washington, then I was in Idaho visiting some family. Emma wasn't there. Well, so what happened is we started in Georgia.
Yep.
I left Emma in Georgia.
He said, peace
left her
out.
to fend for herself.
Yeah.
Then I went to Washington, and then I went to Idaho.
And then I made it back to Florida while you went to Washington.
But anyway, so we were like, I was doing some traveling, and it was a lot. It was super exhausting, and I'm so glad to be back home, get some rest. I come back home at 4 a.m. It's pouring rain. I get all my crap inside, and I'm just like, I am so ready to just not do anything, because it's just, traveling is exhausting. I just can't. I mean, I can, but it's just a lot.
Yeah.
So anyway, I get home at 4 a.m. Straight to bed, and then I wake up 4 hours later. It's just outside my window. Come out with your hands up. Come out. Come out with your hands up. Come out with your hands up. Surrender now.
You're really good at imitating that every time you do it.
And I'm just like, I'm waking up, and I got 4 hours of sleep. I'm waking up. I was like, what is going on right now? And then I'm just like, I'm so tired. Emma looks out the window. She's like, Jake, there's like cops everywhere. There's like a line of cops.
And more cops than normal.
Yeah. There's because we have a crazy neighbor, and he's always got the cops at his house. But this time it was like way more than, it was like they brought everybody.
Yeah.
And so, it's just like, I didn't even care. I was so tired. But then I tried to ignore it. But then a cop starts banging on our door, and Emma answers the door, and the cop basically says that sorry, I just burped in the mic. The cop basically says that there's a standoff in our front yard with our neighbor, and they might start shooting, and our house is directly in the line of fire.
Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, you should, we recommend that you guys evacuate, but you don't have to, which I felt like we had to, because first of all, I'm not going to just sit around in my house with the possibility of gunfire going through our walls with my pregnant wife.
Especially since they were stationed at our front door in our yard.
Well, that is the thing. Yeah. They used our house as their. Our house was commandeered for their operation. It was serious. It was the most serious thing. They literally had 12 plus cop cars. That is not an exaggeration. Literally 12. They shut down. Well, they didn't shut down the streets, but they had cops stationed. They shut down
the two
well, they shut down the road into our neighborhood, but they had cops stationed on the main roads, ready to go, ready to capture our neighbor. And first of all, I was my first thought is why is there so much force for just for this one guy? Because this, I mean, I don't know what he did or like what escalated it to the point where they had to bring it. They literally had a military. Like, it looked like we had the National Guard sitting in my driveway.
Yeah,
like they had like a tank. It wasn't a tank, but it was like a heavily armed vehicle. Like it was a bulletproof vehicle it was super tactical. They had, like dudes kitted out in gear, looking like Navy SEALs doing like some kind of like bird formation where they're in a triangle and they're like maneuvering.
It looked like a video game.
Yeah, I was like
in real life.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my God, like, can a man get some sleep? Come on, guys. Don't you know I got home from the airport at 4 a.m.? Come on, you can't do it tomorrow.
According to Vero Beach Neighborhood, though.
Yeah, so I posted it. I posted that in Vero Beach Neighborhood, and some people, I don't know if people really caught on to the sarcasm, but
I don't know. It was funny, though, to read the comments.
Yeah, so Vero Beach Neighborhood if you don't know, is a Facebook group where Vero Beach is the city we live in, and it's a Facebook group that most of the Vero Beach people are in. It's like I don't really know how you would like what else to describe it as, but everybody, if you want to know what's going on, you go to Vero Beach Neighborhood. It's got 61,000 people in it, and that's like I think crazy. I don't even know what the population of Vero is, but I don't know. But yeah, so I posted it in there, and we'll go through the comments here in a second, just to get Vero Beach's reaction to this, because it was kind of a big deal, I guess, because everybody was like, "What's going on? There's like cops everywhere."
Right.
And but yeah, the cops were literally stationed. Our entire yard was used for their operation, which I'm not complaining, but it was just kind of crazy that. They set up in our yard. So that's why I was like, yeah, I should probably leave because, if someone starts shooting at the cops, my front door is literally behind the cop, you know? So if they start shooting, bullets are definitely flying through my house. And so yeah, I felt like I had to leave. I felt like it was a smart thing to do. Whether or not it was lawfully mandatory, I don't know why that was a concern to people, because I posted it in Vero Beach Neighborhood and people were like, well, technically, you don't have to leave. I'm like, all right.
But at the same time...
Really? That's what you're focusing on?
Right. That guy also didn't know the full story where the cop was like, you don't have to leave, but we are in a standoff. So it's like recommended. And so he did give us like the option of like, you're not being like, just forced. Just
so they have the context, I'm going to go ahead and read my post.
Yeah.
I said, sorry, I just breathed into the mic like hardcore.
Honestly, it felt like it was a good breath.
All right, so I said, this is verbatim what I said on Vero Beach Neighborhood with pictures from my cameras on my house. I have video and photo evidence of this entire event going down in my front
camera
lawn.
And phone cameras.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, I do wish it happened a different day, just because I was really tired, but because it was entertaining. I wish I could have,
like a little welcome,
watched, but I was
a welcome home party, though.
Yeah, they're like, welcome home. Now you got to go.
Yeah.
So I said on my post, got home at 4 a.m. from traveling, then had to evacuate 4 hours later for a standoff. I put a question mark because I was like, I didn't at the time. I was like, what is this? I don't know. It looks like a standoff. And then I said to my neighbor, please be better. I'm trying to sleep.
Right.
But I guess my caption I put for that was a little like controversial. There's some people, I don't know. People are weird. People are so weird.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of funny or whatever,
I mean, I understood it was a joke.
Obviously, I'm not prioritizing my sleep over the situation. Like, I mean, yeah, like two things can be true at the same time. Like, yeah, I wanted to, sleep. But at the same time, I'm not like, that's not my actual reaction is not about myself. I'm not that concerned with my own, myself to where I just disregard the situation.
Right.
I'm not like, oh my God, really? Mm-hmm. Didn't you guys know? I just got home. I'm sleepy. Like, obviously, I'm not. But I get some people didn't get it. So
you sound like Will Ferrell.
So the first comment on this post that I made, and I don't know how much editing I feel like doing, but I'll share some photos, maybe some quick videos of, what exactly this looked like. But anyway. The first comment, because I guess it had my post had to get approved, so it was like pending, and then someone approved it. Mm-hmm. First comment was, "You don't have to evacuate." Like, why are people? It's so like, okay, dude, you don't have to evacuate your own property. ... Safer to ... but not lawfully required. 14 likes on that, which I mean, oh my God, 14 likes. That's not a lot, but I'm like,
compared to
really,
the post?
Really, that is what you're highlighting out of this whole thing. Not like, oh, what happened? What's going on? Hope you're safe.
Right?
Factually, you don't have to evacuate.
Apparently.
You don't have to evacuate. I'm like, all right. Literally, I talked to the cop at my front door. Like, I'm aware of the situation. I spoke to the cops. I'm not just gonna. They're literally stationed in my yard.
Right.
Like, they talked to me. I didn't just walk. I didn't just walk outside and just be like, oh, I'm out. Like, there was a conversation that we had.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was informed on like what the situation was. When I said I had to leave, I wasn't saying they made me leave.
Right.
I was saying I had to leave. Like,
that's just
like for instance,
we felt like we had to do.
Well, yeah, it's like, for instance, if you say, I don't know, like,
I had to go to the store.
If you say I had to go to the bathroom,
okay, that works.
Obviously that doesn't mean you I had to use the restroom.
Needed to pee.
I had to. It's like, yeah, you could have held it a little bit longer.
Right.
Doesn't mean you had to go to the bathroom. It's like, it was kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like, obviously I know that, like, I don't have to, but anyway, I'm like, what the hell why are we focusing on that?
Right.
Like, really, guys? That's what really? Really? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, I was slightly, annoyed with that, because I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, of course. Like, why are people the way they are? Like, this is the dumbest thing to highlight. Like, oh my God, I would hate to be with someone where every time you talk about something, they're like, actually, did you actually? It's like, get out of here. And then Scott Young, oops. And who cares? he replied to that comment. He said, wrong. He said, I have 30 years of experience in law enforcement. I actually didn't notice. There's a whole thread. Wow, they got into it.
They were fighting. I saw it yesterday, and they were like physically like... They were being mean to each other in these comments, and I was like, you guys need to calm down.
Well, it's just like, what a dumb thing to argue about.
But this guy was being, the guy who said he was a cop was being so nice, and everybody was attacking him for being a cop.
Who cares? Right? I mean, obviously that sucks, but I just think it's dumb that, like, people even...
He didn't reply to anybody. He's like, I don't care what you guys say.
What are you guys doing? Why are people highlighting the dumbest thing? Like, literally out of this whole thing, like, that's what you focus on for, like, do you really need to show your, like, does that information add to does that help anybody? Like, what is that doing? It's just, that's just you trying to make yourself look smart.
Yeah.
Okay. Congrats.
Congratulations.
You were right about something that nobody really cares about.
Honestly, though, he wasn't right. So apparently,
he was right. That was right. The cop said you don't have to leave, but
right.
But I mean, what a dumb thing to focus on. Anyway, oh my goodness, these are juicy. Yeah. This comment section is juicy.
I like my favorite one is about, I don't remember who posted it, but the one where they showed where they were stationed. That they had time.
Oh yeah, so
yeah, I don't want to spoil it.
You know what? I'll just go through the comments here.
There's more comments than when you saw it last. It blew up.
Yeah. So we posted on Vero Beach Neighborhood. We got right now 240 people liked this, and we've got I don't even know how many comments, but a lot. And the person was like, you don't need to evacuate, blah, blah, blah. The other dude was like, wrong. I'm in law enforcement. What if you don't answer the door in the first place?
Why is it going
How do they go about forcing you out of your home without a warrant? They can't even come in and let alone force me out. And then they put like a little emoji.
Honestly, they just don't know the whole story. They don't know that he gave us the option.
Well, yeah, I know. That's why I was so surprised that like people are even focusing on that, because it's like there you have such little information to go on that like you're gonna start, having a debate on something that you don't even know.
Are invested though. They're like making
the Vero
up
Beach
stuff
neighborhood
in there.
people. I mean, some of the people that anybody who spends like a lot of time in Vero Beach neighborhood, I'm like, you must not get anything done. Yeah. Because like, who's got the time to sit there and just be commenting on all of this? But anyway, they're like, 30 years of being a cop doesn't mean you are the law. Could have been a dirty cop for 30 years. Could have been incompetent in your field. Never know. Oh my God.
You see what I mean? Like,
oh
why?
My God.
Why do you have to say that?
Dude. Oh.
Let this man just live his life.
Toxicity. Oh my goodness. This is intense. Why are there's a whole thread. Like people are going back and forth. First of all, when I said I had to leave, again, I wasn't saying that like they mandatorily made us leave. Like I just said we had to leave. I didn't say we were forced to. I said we had to leave. Yeah. In the same way I'd say like I had to go to the store.
Right.
Or I had to go to the bathroom. You obviously don't have to.
Right. But it's also just because you were just trying to make the post like just smaller too. Like instead of just giving this whole long story, just like something simple.
So that was crazy. And then someone said, at least he won't be back for a while. I thought that one was kind of funny. Oh my goodness. Somebody else said they had a standoff. They had a standoff across from their yard, SWAT all over their yard behind trees, cars. Kid was back the next day. Oh,
well, this guy honestly, won't be. This guy
might be because he's been, I mean, I don't know. It feels like the dude is in and out of jail like on a daily basis.
I don't know. I feel like it was too much though for him to be back.
So if you're curious what he was, actually charged with, he was charged with armed robbery. So this guy is obviously dude's on drugs. Like you don't get the SWAT at your house for, speeding.
Right.
Armed robbery was the charge, and so the story is, I can't validate this. I don't know. This is just what I've heard. But he beat up his drug dealer and
stole his money.
Yeah, he beat up his drug dealer and stole his money. And so
and probably the drugs.
And the drugs. So that classified as armed robbery. I'm just assuming he took a gun. I don't know exactly what made it armed, but
I don't know if it was like he had a gun, but somebody somewhere in that mix there was a rumor that he had a gun, and that's why the cops had guns and stuff.
They don't know. You never know.
That's just what the cop told me. He's like, he might have a weapon. That's just what we heard. So that's why he was like, it was a standoff.
Yeah. So, and then I started talking. I guess some of my neighbors started talking in here. I didn't even know.
Oh, yeah. There was like a couple.
But they're like, are we able to get in the neighborhood? I was like, I didn't even know you're my neighbor. But I don't know.
I don't know. And then she helped us. She was like, made it through.
Yeah. And then somebody took a photo of the side of our house, and they said they even set up camp. Dude, they had like a U-Haul style truck. That said sheriff on it. I don't know what the heck they had in there. They brought everything for this guy. Like, they had a dude with a drone, like not just some random guy, like police vest, drone.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they set explosives on his door.
Yeah.
Because the cops drug this long wire through our yard.
Well, yeah, it was like...
And it looked like some kind of detonator.
It was like in a video game where there was 3 guys, and then there was the one guy with the wire in the back, and they were all like with their guns.
Yeah,
it was
so they literally had like a formation. They had 3 guys with AR assault rifles, and they were, pushing. They were gaining ground as the dude was unwinding whatever was on this roll. And I didn't see like where exactly they went, but I'm assuming they like placed some kind of charges on the dude's door. It looked like they were going to blow up his door. They had a truck with the guys on it, and on the front of this big armored vehicle they had like a pole. I don't know what the pole does, but I think maybe they use that to bust the door down. They drive the truck into the door. I don't know.
I think that's what happened because their whole door is gone.
Their entire door is missing.
Yeah, it's like
but like
gone.
I'm saying all this because it's just like the amount of this was like Vero Beach's everybody.
Everything.
Like, honestly, you could have. This was a perfect opportunity to get away with anything. Because they got everybody here. You want to steal something, kill somebody, do it. Because they're occupied.
They kept bringing more people to the house,
everybody.
too.
They brought everyone. And then someone sent a picture. They're like, they set up camp in your yard. And I didn't even know this, but I thought it was hilarious. Somebody set up a tent.
Yeah.
Like a tent at like a farmer's market. They had like a tent in our yard. Or right next to our house, and I thought it was hilarious because I'm just picturing in my mind, like, you got the SWAT guys, you got the armored vehicle, you got the dude with the U-Haul truck full of whatever's
in it,
and you got cops using my car as a shield, and then you got cops in
the front yard.
In the front yard, parked their vehicle, using their vehicle as like a kind of a station. They got guns set up, but it was hilarious because I'm thinking like. Amidst all that, someone's like, "Oh shoot, you know what we need?
We need this tent."
They're like I just imagine like the like some dude who's like new and doesn't know what to do. They're like, I need to do something. And then maybe like
he was the only one prepared for rain. I guess.
Maybe the chief was like, "We need a tent. Where's the tent guy? Where's the tent guy?"
He sets it up like a NASCAR, like when they change tires. They're like, "On it, sir."
Where's the tent guy? This guy has been waiting his whole life for this moment. He's like, shoot, I'm the tent guy. Nobody ever needs tents.
That one comment was
just like,
that one comment was like, "Oh boy, they got the big tent out. It's a real situation."
Yeah, somebody was saying, it's a big deal when they got the tent, and then somebody else said, that's probably the first time that tent's ever been used. Which I'm like, probably.
It did look very nice for like a white tent.
It was. I was like, dude, they've been. I was like, they've just been waiting for a reason to use this tent. Like
they probably only use it like like fundraiser events or something.
I honestly to God think that this whole thing was just them getting to use stuff they never get to use.
Right? Yeah, no.
Because Vero Beach is not like a crate. Like we don't have. I mean, we have crime. People. There is like shootings and stuff like that. But like, it's relatively the crime is low in Vero. Like it's not like Dade County or something like that. And so. There's never a reason to use any of this stuff, at least from what I've heard of.
Yeah.
And so it's just hilarious because I think this was just them being like, you know what? We never get to use this armored vehicle. Like, let's just get it all. Let's get everything. Now,
it's pretty cool to see, though.
It was fun.
Dude,
honestly,
we watched
it was
through
pretty cool.
the Ring camera.
Yeah, I was just sitting there watching it live.
And we had people's family stationed up outside.
Yeah, so I live next to my in-laws, and Emma's dad was just sitting on a cooler with his he didn't have popcorn, but he was just having a great time.
I mean, he could have had popcorn with how.
And in my head, I'm like, yeah, I mean, this is it's all fun to spectate and stuff and be outside until like people start shooting, and then you're like, oh,
right. Like their concern wasn't with the guy because they know the
dude personally, so they knew he wasn't gonna like be violent,
right?
Or anything, but
like if he was to try to be violent, like they just, I don't know. I still feel like it was kind of scary because you don't know if like he came out with like a knife or something and then they shot him.
Well, the thing is,
I don't know how that works.
I mean, when you've got like basically the National Guard
Yeah.
at your front door asking for you,
yeah.
You know, your instincts might be like, I'm gonna die, because they had a armored vehicle, they had like a SWAT looking team. I mean, they were definitely not your average police officers.
No,
and then they had
not.
a dude with the drone. I mean, they had everything.
I mean, they had the main guys, like the head of like the police people there, because I recognized some of them through like when we filmed for like Oceans and stuff. Like there was a lot of like the main people.
Yeah, we recognize some of the guys because we've filmed some stuff with the police, but they had everybody, and you're you know, as the person that they're trying to apprehend, you might be thinking, my dog, I don't know if you guys can hear it, my dog's licking himself right now. Jax, can you not? We're trying to film a podcast.
He said it's too early. You wake me up for this.
Anyway, so, you know, you might think you're going to die. And, you know, some people might have the mentality, like, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out with a bang, you know. So, like, you don't know what their mental state is. Like, they might just, you know, because I've seen like videos on YouTube where people will just turn into like it'll turn into like a 3-day standoff, and they'll just be in their house every once in a while. They'll like send some shots out, but I don't know, these standoff things are weird, because even if they aren't like they do that for one, they'll do that for one guy. Like they will literally send everything they got for one guy. Even if there's been no like shots fired, like you don't even have to have a gun for them to be like that. So I don't know what the protocol is and why they do that.
I don't know. Maybe they just thought he had a weapon, and maybe they just have to take precaution on their side.
But I've seen videos on YouTube, and like, you know, I don't know. I feel like it is a little excessive. Maybe the idea is that like, when they do that stuff, they usually do it because someone's like extremely unstable mentally, and I think they have to like get him, because if he's out and in the world, like it's like a danger to society.
Right. We also don't know the full story, so I mean, that guy who got beat up could have said anything, and then there was rumors from each side. So, but
yeah, so someone said that. His dogs were always roaming the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Apparently, someone said that they think those were his dogs that attacked his mom's cat and killed it.
Behind Mrs. Max, that's a true story.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's
crazy
sad. But
stuff.
those dogs are animal control was here too, because they knew that he had dogs, because their dogs kept escaping. But honestly, I think the dogs are definitely safer. They're super sweet, but I mean, they killed a cat though, so I don't know. They were sweet to me, like when they escaped and came up to me, because we would.
Whatever, dude.
I was scared the one time. There was 5 dogs. The one dog I knew was super sweet, but I didn't know any of the other dogs, so that's what scared me. And then he was being weird. Because I was just taking my dog to go pee.
I don't know why you're saying you think the dogs are sweet.
The one Bella's sweet.
They don't know what you're talking about. Well, we have to. You can't just jump into like. They don't. So
can we just cut that out then?
No. So Emma was taking our dog out, and then like just like 4 dogs just kind of surrounded her. It kind of I have it on video. It looked kind of like.
It looked a lot lamer on video.
It looked like, well, in her mind, I'm sure it looked like, a pack of animals like cornering their prey.
Yeah.
But on video, it looked like just like a bunch of dogs just happy to see somebody.
Right.
And she was like, they attacked me. And I watched the video. I'm like, dude, like, what are you talking about? Like, they were just excited to see someone. It just
threw me off because they came running from behind your car the other way, where I thought there was
it is weird because, like, his dogs are always roaming, because I don't know how they always get out of the house. But, like, I remember one day I was just like, not winching, I was using the jack to take my boat off the trailer. I just look up and there's just a dog staring at me. And it was like at nighttime, or it was like dark. I don't know if it was in the morning or night, but I just remember thinking like,
what the heck?
I was like, what in the world is going on right now? But somebody commented, they said, part of living in a neighborhood, I completely understand the frustration, but unfortunately, incidents like this happen and people are disrupted. I am more than positive that this particular person has absolutely no concern for the fact that you need sleep. Please be happy that we still have people who are willing to help others when they are in a bad situation. What does that even mean? I read that, I was like, what?
Yeah, I had to like think about that.
But I thought it was funny because that sounds like they're saying that from a place of they literally think that my sleep is more is priority over everything.
And he's just letting you know that guy does not care.
Yeah, it's like, obviously I know nobody cares. Yeah. Like, yeah, I get it.
Listen, when that first siren went off, that's when we should have known right there that they don't care about your sleep. But,
shouldn't they know? Why don't they know? That's what's funny to me is like, I feel like some people commented and they were like acting as if I genuinely didn't have an understanding why nobody knew I had to sleep. I'm like, do you really think I'm sitting around here going like, why don't they know? Don't they know? I posted on my story. Yeah. Don't they know that I need sleep? Don't they know I'm traveling right now?
That's funny.
I don't get it. Everybody should know. I don't know. I thought it was funny. I don't even know what that means, though. I mean, somebody please in the comments tell me what that meant. Like,
it was kind of like all over. He's also, like, you're in a neighborhood.
Also, part of living in a neighborhood, it's like, doesn't like everybody lives in a neighborhood unless you have like land, a lot of property. Even then, you still have neighbors.
Kind of have neighbors here, yeah.
So it's like this idea that like I chose this because I live in a neighborhood. It's like, yeah, I didn't choose to live in a neighborhood. Everybody just lives in a neighborhood. Like,
yeah.
What do you, like, I didn't. That's not like, okay, dude. So I thought that was kind of funny. Someone said threaten a neighbor with a gun, and then he hid in the house, which sounds about right. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, and then someone said, haha, I had one of those not too long ago across the street. Thankfully, I was mowing the yard already. Don't know what that means.
That means, if I think the rest of that, because I saw that comment and she said it helped her, like she was already mowing the yard so she could just spectate. So she didn't have to like pretend like she was walking her dog.
I see. That's funny.
Yeah.
That is funny. Yeah, because if I wanted to look, I'd look pretty like...
Yeah, if you started mowing,
all of a sudden,
you're gonna mow your yard.
You need to mow your lawn.
You're gonna like go near the cops. You think, excuse me, sir.
Oh my god, it was so funny. I saw this video. It was hilarious, dude. It was so funny. This dude, there was like a situation where the cops were at his neighbor's house, and then the dude just wants to be nosy, so then he just starts washing his car. He just starts washing his car as if it was just funny because it was so obvious. Yeah. He was just finding a reason to be nosy.
Yeah. That's really funny.
I don't know. I was nosy too. I mean, they're in my yard. So I have the right to be nosy.
We were nosy just through the camera though.
I was.
So it wasn't as obvious.
I was secretly nosy.
I mean, they have to know that people are going to be nosy when the whole SWAT team.
I mean, yeah, they had everybody. Somebody said they would have turned the sprinklers on to get the cops off their yard, which,
Nah, they were doing that. There's nowhere else for them to be.
I'm not mad at the cops at all. They did leave a giant burn mark from their vehicle in my yard, so like my grass is dead.
Yeah, but that can recover, right? We got sprinklers.
I'm really not upset with the cops. No. I'm not upset with anybody except Ryan or... Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever. Ryan. But like, dude, oops. Like, what are you doing? Stop doing drugs. Isn't it? I don't get it. Why don't you just stop doing drugs? It's so easy.
Oh.
It's so easy. Just stop. I don't get it. Like, what are you addicted for? Obviously, that's satire.
Just in case.
I don't know. I feel like I have to like say that I'm joking a lot because people don't get it. But
your first comment will be like,
yeah,
Actually,
nobody. I very rarely get like comments on our videos.
The only ones are just mean.
We don't have mean comments. What are you talking about?
There was the one guy that did the actually thing in one of your first videos where, I don't know. You read the comment and I was like, oh, actually.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, there was one comment you read to me, and I don't know if it was our first video or the one you did with McKenna, or it was like one of them, and you read me this comment. Oh, it was about Blake's video with the Fitbit, and that it doesn't help you lose weight.
Oh, that was a personal message.
Oh, sorry.
And if he's listening right now, you just totally outed him.
Sorry. I feel bad.
Anyway,
is he family?
I went on Blake's podcast.
I can't blame that as pregnancy brain, right?
It's whatever. Who cares, dude? I don't care. So I went on Blake's podcast, and like they're like in the pre whatever, I don't know what you call that period of time before you start filming. Like we were already filming, but we were just doing our last final checks and stuff, making sure everything was was good. And I was talking to Blake that we weren't like planning to use this in the video, but I was looking at my Fitbit and I was like, oh, look at that. I burned 4,000 calories today, which obviously, I mean, the thing is wrong. There's like 4,000 calories, dude. Like you'd have to, something crazy. You'd have to, run a marathon to even burn 1,200 calories, I feel like,
Yeah, I mean, that's more than like going to a theme park, which is walking around all day.
So anyway,
it's probably a bad analogy.
But I said I burned all these calories, and I hadn't really done anything to justify that amount of calories burnt. And so I was looking at my watch. I go, oh, look at that, 4,000 calories. And then Blake was like, whoa, that's crazy. What'd you do? Play pickleball today? And I said, I took a nap. I heard you burn a lot of calories in your sleep. Obviously just joking around. Right. Yeah, but that is something I heard. I heard you burn a lot of calories in your sleep, just because your body is, when you sleep, that's when your body, for kids, that's when your body grows. That's when your body does it repairs your muscle. When you sleep, a lot of stuff goes down because your body's not going to do all that when you're awake. When you're sleeping is like when it does that. But in doing so, you burn calories in your sleep. Not 5,000 or 4,000.
I would like that to happen for me in my sleep.
But so I was like, so I said that. I thought it was a funny clip, so I posted it, I didn't post on YouTube. Maybe I should do that because I thought it was funny. But it was on Blake's podcast, so you don't even, and he didn't post the video stuff because he doesn't have video equipment right now. So he didn't want to have a video and then just go from that to audio.
Yeah, which makes sense.
So I didn't post it on YouTube because nobody would really have anywhere to go watch the podcast if they wanted to. But anyway, I posted it on Instagram. I keep burping the mic. I'm sorry, guys. But where was I?
His comment.
It wasn't a comment, dude.
What he said to you. I don't know his text message.
Look at him. He's cute. Our dog is passed out. He's so cute.
He's just a baby.
He doesn't like to wake up early. No. We woke up at 5:30 today.
Yeah, no, he was.
But anyway, so it was. I posted it and I put it on my story. I thought it was funny. I guess people didn't really think it was that funny because nobody really but whatever, but this guy messages me who I hadn't talked to. He messages me personally on Facebook. I haven't talked to this guy in 6 years. And it's just this paragraph of, Fitbits and how wrong they are. And he doesn't understand that they're and I was just like, that was weird. So I texted him back and basically he was just like, I guess I'm kind of irritable right now because I'm sick. And I was like, all right.
Aww.
I mean,
I did not mean to out him though. Can I just say that if he is watching, I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter. Okay. We didn't call him out by name like we did the other people.
Yeah, the other people.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, Yeah,
I just thought it was funny.
That wasn't a comment. That wasn't even a comment. That wasn't even on our video.
Yeah,
it wasn't even on the same platform. So I don't know where that came from.
I don't know. I just remember a situation and
no. So we did get one comment.
Okay, so there is one comment. That's good. Sorry,
dude. What are you on right now?
I'm so tired. Stop. You're going to make me cry.
What? I didn't even do anything.
I'm nervous.
Why?
I don't know. And I'm sweating.
So anyway, we did get one comment on a reel because I'll post like some reels from the whole podcast. I'll repurpose some of the content in reels. And one of our reels was the Benson Boone episode where I was like, or I shared my story of my conversation with Benson Boone. And, you know, I totally get people being, you know, mad at that situation. Cause like, sure. Like if you like Benson Boone and somebody doesn't like him, whatever, be mad, I guess. But somebody commented and they're like, so my whole thing with Benson Boone was like, I wanted to like him, but I couldn't because his persona on social media just felt like it was so fake that it couldn't be his real personality. And so that was like my whole thing. And I there's like, I kind of said that in a clip and somebody goes, talent versus no talent. And then that was the comment. But then I replied to it. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, I didn't question his talent. Like, obviously the dude's talented. And so like, I didn't understand, like, you know, like to me, it just looked like they were upset for whatever reason. And they had to,
I mean, it could have gone both ways to where he was saying Benson is talented and then he was saying that you weren't.
Well, that's what I thought, but maybe he was saying I'm talented and Benson's not. Maybe he's like,
maybe he's on your side.
Yeah, that's also what I was thinking. I was like, maybe he's like, yeah, dude, you know what? Benson's not talented. This right here, this thing where you just like talking to a mic about like random stuff, talent versus a dude who's talent. Like number something in the world. You know, it's what he just does the same thing pretty much, but like it sounds cool. Dude, we're the same. We're the same. Literally, he talks into mics. I'm talking into mics. It's the same thing.
He screams into mics.
Anyway, so obviously it's not the same thing. I feel like I have to clarify that.
Yeah. Just for our haters.
I don't actually believe that I'm as talented as somebody who is a charting artist.
There. Yeah.
I'm not. Obviously, me talking to a mic is not the same thing as someone who produces music. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I guess I have to break that down for some people. But anyway, all that to say, I think it might be time to move. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Oh yeah, to close that story, the guy did end up getting arrested, and then we were able to get back because we're filming a podcast, so we are back. That was just to close the story. Yeah,
obviously we got back.
Well, just so people wanted to know that the cops let us back into our home, mandatory.
They mandatorily forced us back into our home. We had to come back home.
Yeah.
Actually, you don't have to. You don't have to go back home. You could just never go back.
Right.
Actually.
All
right, bro. Actually, you didn't have to leave that comment.
Yeah. That's silly.
No, we're just messing around, but it is kind of funny, just the stuff that, I mean, really.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I just wanted to share with you guys that story. I thought it was pretty interesting. Give you guys a little bit of a break from like our content that we've been posting. I know we've been posting a lot of like entrepreneurial business stuff.
Serious
stuff. I wanted to throw in a little more fun, entertaining episode just to change it up a bit, and so it's not so like serious all the time.
I'm always on the fun episodes, which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
I don't think I can ever be on a serious one. Maybe.
You maybe.
I don't know. I have more fun with you though than like.
Do you want to have a serious? Are you trying to tell me you want to?
No, I don't want to have a serious one because then I have to like be serious.
What are your thoughts on politics?
Next question. I freeze.
I'm just kidding. No, I clipped that, and it seemed like people enjoyed that clip.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it got like a couple thousand views. Where I was talking to McKenna, and I was like, "What are your thoughts on politics?" And she like actually, I literally started off. Something? Yeah, and then, like I started off saying that I was joking, and then I said that, and then she seriously started answering it, and I was like, "That was a joke, by the way." And I guess people like that, but yeah, it might be time to move. I don't know. Anyway, it's getting pretty late in the day. I think it's time for lunch.
I think it's time for brunch.
I think we should probably go get some lunch. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. We have some really fun episodes in store. I got some stuff coming up, so keep an eye out for the next one. It's gonna be fun. And appreciate if you made it to the end. Emma looks like she wants to say something.
There's one more thing I want to say for closing.
Sure.
Yeah. That was it.
All right. Okay.
You messed it up. We practiced this.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah.